This is about the man from Mbale, Uganda. He is the director at the YMCA, a husband, a father of 2 young girls, and eventually a Rotarian. He met David Schaefer years ago when David was in Uganda working on a Books for Africa project. He was referred to me because the container of books going to Mbale was sponsored by Roseville Rotary. Half of the load was destined for Mbale and the other half to Kagera, Uganda. Because there was only one stop allowed for the container, the man from Mbale agreed to unload all of the books and then reload half of them onto another truck and have them delivered to Kagera. I have been to Uganda and know that things like this are not easy there, but the man from Mbale pulled it off without a hitch. Actually, I'm sure there were many roadblocks thrown up in front of him, but he made it look easy. What was learned about him was that he was trustworthy and he could get the job done. Recognizing his value and his willingness to help his countrymen live better lives, we agreed on another project. The next project was to pipe fresh water just over 2 kilometers to a community outside of Mbale so that residents would not have to carry the water on a daily basis. The man from Mbale arranged for the piping to be delivered at no cost, and Rotary provided the funds to pay the workers to dig the trench, fill it in again after the pipe had been laid, and put in a stand pipe so the members of the community could draw fresh potable water right in their village. This freed them from the daily chore of carrying water and enabled them to spend more time working on other projects to develop a better community. All of this, he was awarded a Paul Harris Fellowship, and he became a Rotarian. The next project was 9.2 kilometers, plus 2-kilometer extension, in which we discovered that the elevation of the community was about 200 feet lower than the source of the water, and gravity is a dependable and inexpensive pump. So we went through the same process again and laid another pipe. So about 3,000 people now have fresh potable water in their community instead of carrying water about 2.5 kilometers or using water out of the rice paddies. In these projects, the man from Mbale arranged for the piping, hired up to 40 workers, working simultaneously, feeding and providing potable water to the workers, managing the pay of the workers, being on site on a daily basis, logistics for all of this, and reporting all the relevant data back to Rotary to meet the grant requirements. Other than that, he did very little. Now comes a more challenging project. In this one, the elevation is too high to utilize gravity, so we must drill a well. Then we must provide a submersible pump to bring up the water. This takes electricity, and there is no Commonwealth power available. Thus, we are looking for photovoltaic cells to get electrical power from the sun. Then, of course, the sun does not shine at night, so we will either need batteries to store the power or water storage such that water can flow to the residents when it is dark. The easier and more dependable answer is the storage of the water, and again, utilizing gravity for its distribution. This is where the Rotary grant system comes into play. We will need about $130,000 to make this all happen. Due to the rules of the Rotary grant system, it appears that we will need at least 3 clubs from 3 separate districts to properly utilize the system that is in place. Will you help? By the way, the man from Mbale is David Mabonga, as pictured. Now the question is, will we be willing and able to help him realize his dream of bringing water to the people of the village of Bugusege?